Hey everyone, good morning and blessings. Just wanted to reach out this morning, drop a nugget on something that we've been studying on, or that I've been studying on rather, the last couple of months. And for those that don't know me, I'm fascinated with like the human body and the mind and the limits we can push it to and the untapped potential that's still waiting there for us. Um, you know, I come to this really cool revelation and really deep and prophetic revelation after study last night and this morning. You know, it's really interesting. God really speaks to you in a lot of different ways. To me personally, it's in dreams. I get a lot of visions and dreams and revelation in dreams. I also get it through just different intakes, and I'm a movie buff, I guess, to a certain extent. And I like Limitless and Lucy and a lot of things that really talk about pushing the body and the mind's to the next level. And those are obviously done with different substances, and I don't recommend doing that. But it was cool. Last night I watched a little bit of Lucy, and for those that you don't know, it's a movie about a woman who accidentally ingests um, this chemical that's found in pregnant women during, I guess, the fourth month of development of the fetus, that helps it to create an explosion or something like that, and the cells reproduce at a massive level and gives it enough energy to create bones and different things. Whether or not that's actually true, I haven't done the research into understanding if that's true or not, on the actual chemical level. But just the concept was cool to see her evolve and do different things as she started to access the different parts of her brain and unlock the different areas of her mind, and what possibilities that created for her. And although very science fiction-ish, there's a lot of support in some of those things as far as the mind goes. Um, but here's what I know. She said something I think that was really powerful, and she alluded to the fact that the mind creates roadblocks, creates obstacles, creates fear, creates pain to keep you from certain things. We have a fight or flight thing in here. That we've kept with us from thousands of years ago, I guess, to prevent us from wild animals and whatnot. It keeps us to stay alive. It's our survival instinct. It's if we're going to be eaten by a bigger animal, we need to run or fight or whatever. But the fear is designed there in us innately to keep us from being harmed. Okay. Now, what that does is a lot of times that keeps us from experiencing too. It keeps us from growing. The body's so amazing. As you get into it, the capacity for it to heal itself, the capacity for it to evolve, the capacity for it to experience and do immeasurable things when needed. I believe it's just so interesting that movie came to me at the right time again, because I've been studying limitations, and here's what I find that I want to share with you guys. Okay, a lot of times in our lives, in your lives, and I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna say you, but understand that I never talk about what I haven't been through, or what I can't speak to, or what hasn't convicted me first. So some of you guys out there were have commented, hey, are you judging or you whatever. I'm not. Understand my heart that I will not talk about anything that hasn't blessed me first, or that I've struggled with first. Just to point fingers, that's not me. That's not my calling. That's not what I do. But I'm definitely an equipping coach. I'm definitely a person who can equip the right people, um, and add value to them with maybe some of my life experiences and things that I've learned by experience or life or whatnot. Show just to clarify that I'm never pointing fingers. So if I say you, it's because I've already been to it. I'm just talking to you, okay? Um, so that's that. Anyway, so going back to the whole protection thing, I want you to understand that your bodies protect yourself. Okay. Now there are limitations you've put on yourself because of past experiences, hurt, particularly hurt, pain, discomfort, trauma. I mean, emotionally, physically, mentally, and those limitations have set up these roadblocks everywhere in your mind, in your body, in your perspective, in your understanding. It won't, and it keeps you from allowing you to go certain places that God's trying to take you, that your life's trying to take you. And I believe that I want to encourage you today to really figure out what those fears are and understand at the end of the day, there's no fear. It's just false evidence appearing real. I know it's a cliche to use that acronym, but it really is. It's fear is not a real thing. It's not a physical, tangible thing. Um, it's whatever you believe. You know, what you believe becomes real, and understanding that when you stop putting limitations on yourself, when you stop saying I'm afraid of that or I don't do that or whatever, and when you start really focusing on what do I really want to become, what does God really want from me to do, to have, to evolve, to become into what are those things? You know, who am I supposed to be? And pray on that and seek guidance on that and seek counsel on that and seek revelation on that. Here's what's interesting: when that vision becomes non-negotiable and the paths become very flexible, then the chances of you succeeding are a great deal larger than not. Uh, and it's incredible to me how many people have really let their vision or their end result become flexible because they really want to have a non-negotiable path. They decide on a path that's safe, that's comfortable, that they're familiar with, that they feel they're good at, and they justified that path with being good at something, having a talent or ability in some area, and they stay in that area, and that's fine. There's a lot of wisdom supporting that, but sometimes, a lot of times, your biggest blessings are just on the other side of what you're comfortable with. Your biggest breakthroughs in life are just on the other side of what you're too scared to go after. Your biggest successes and overflow in life is just on the other side of what you're too afraid to face. So I encourage you today. I encourage you to face your fears. I encourage you to absolutely go after that which God has called you to become and have. And here's what I know, and I've found this to be true in every situation, that God doesn't necessarily, and your life's not necessarily designed for you to go and get stuff. I know it's popular, so I'm going to go get this, and I'm going to be a go-getter, I'm going to go after him or whatever. But here's what I know. You're designed to become first. When you become a foundational person with no cracks in your foundation, and that's only filled in by your relationship with God. When your work on yourself, on your attitude, on your character, on your integrity, build that foundation strong, God can then rest, success at whatever level on top of you to hold that success, the weight of that success, because success, growth, accomplishment, breakthrough, all has a weight to it. But that weight is a lot lighter than the one you're carrying on your own. That's why the word says, take up my yoke, because it's going to be lighter than the one that you're carrying. God already knew the one we carry, us trying to achieve and grind and do. I know it's popular. I know it feels good when you're trying to go and get and do and become and overcome. But we sacrifice working on that foundation. And so whatever we do and get ends up falling apart or falling through, and we don't understand why we're in this cycle. This vicious cycle of, man, every time something good happens, something bad happens, that may be absolutely true. Excuse me. But it's because we haven't built that foundation. And here's what's crazy: we don't have to build a foundation before we succeed. As we build, God will start to place things on us that foundation can carry, however little or thin or weak it is. It's carrying something, and you're always going to fall back to the level in which it can support, the level of success it can support. So my encouragement for you today and my equipping for you today is to really focus on building you, developing you. You become what's missing in your life. You become what you want in your life. You become what you expect from people. If you want good people in your life, you become a good person to somebody in their own life. If you want to be people to be generous around you, you become generous around you. If you want people to be soft in your home and compassionate, respectful in your home, you do that unapologetically at all costs. And you can't let anybody steal that from you. You can't let anybody make you get out of character. That's insane. Nobody can make you do anything. However, you can easily give that up, and you can cough that up, and you can forfeit that up, and you can quit that because of pride or anger or whatever the case may be. If you get that pride in check, that anger in check, and you stop managing your life on emotions, here's what I know: you can focus on building that foundation, and this is where peace and joy and happiness and strength and solidarity comes in right here, and everything you're meant to have, financial, relational, spiritual, emotional, all the strength and completion you're meant to have is waiting to be rested upon this foundation. So I encourage you, seek the Lord, seek your time in prayer and study, seek your time by spending time around other good people that are going somewhere, not just ambitious people, but people that really have a clue as to what to do. And also my next talk will be probably about ambiguity, because that one's it's a big um, weapon against what I'm teaching you right now about the law of personal development and growth, and that law of that foundation. Okay, so I encourage you today to listen to that, to really take that to heart and really focus on that. And you can always reach out to me on Facebook, my personal profile site, g.e.carryon, GE carryon, or reach out to me. And if you have any questions, I can definitely try to entertain those as I get time and whatnot, and try to guide you as best as possible. If you'd like that, if you already have somebody guiding you, then reach out and figure out how to grow a better foundation and become. God really wants you to become something, not do something. He wants you to be what's missing in your own life, and what you are, you will attract. That has never changed. You don't attract what you want; you attract what you are. So the good thing is you have a little bit of control over that. The bad thing is you have a little bit of control over that. So I bless you. I pray for you. Um, I send my blessings to you as you go out throughout your day. I know it's not easy. I know life's hard. I know we just experienced probably one of the craziest Twilight Zone years in our history, in our lifetime, and maybe even our parents' lifetime. But I encourage you that it is what you make it. You can go through something, or you can grow through it, and I encourage you to grow through this year. Take it back. Don't be a victim of the media. Whatever they're saying about Trump and Biden and all this other stuff, don't fall prey to that stuff, man. It's designed to manipulate you and get you to vote and do different things and freak out. Media is designed to get you to take your eyes off what's important just long enough for people to do weird stuff behind your back. It's a distraction, okay? So it doesn't matter what political affiliation you do, they do it with everything. And so I encourage you to do that. And